The floor at Patrick Gym has a brand new name, and tonight the Catamounts try to snap a 3-game skid on Tom Brennan Court against former Americas rival Siena. Welcome inside the newly named Tom Brennan Court here at Patrick Gym. Glad you could join us here tonight. Alistair Ingram and former Catamount Bernie Saplicki. Bernie, a big game tonight for the Cats as they try and snap that brief losing streak, but tonight it's all about Tom Brennan, a guy who put this program on the map.
It is all about Coach Brennan, someone I had the privilege to play for and get to know, and he was a great coach, but he's a better person, and it'll be stuff that we get into throughout the course of the game.
19 seasons coaching this program at UVM, 3 Americas championships, including an 05 team that upset Syracuse in the NCAA first round. And he had a lot of boys during his coaching tenure, and one of his boys, if he was still coaching, would probably be Anthony Lamb, coming off a career performance.
No doubt. A gentleman who had 32 points in their last loss to Northeastern, going 15 for 15 from the foul line. Anthony hitting his stride in his sophomore campaign, and hopefully big things for him still ahead.
Hitting 15 free throws in a game for the first time by a Catamount since Trey Bell Haynes did that in the 2016 CBI. And the key defensively for the Catamounts here tonight is taking care of Nico Clarith, who's oddly coming off the bench for Siena, but leads them in scoring with 16 a game.
Yeah, instant offense off the bench for the Saints, getting 16 a game. Someone who can do it outside and inside, scoring it at every level, in close, mid-range and from the three-point line. Someone Vermont is going to have to recognize right away when he comes in off the bench.
Clarith third in the MAC this year in three-point makes with 22. A young Siena squad trying to snap a 7-game losing streak against UVM as both teams huddle up. Coaches that were former teammates at Catholic.
Yeah, so many different scenarios between Coach Becker and Coach Santos from Siena. Just 2 really good competitors, really good friends. But someone, when you have a good friend, you want to beat. So they're going to be going at each other very hard today.
There you see Jimmy Patsos in his 5th year, the head coach at Siena. 9 years previously as the head coach at Loyola Maryland, so his 14th year as a D1 head coach. And he's opposed by John Becker. They were teammates for 2 years at Catholic in Washington, D.C. And JB 4-0 against his former classmate.
Yeah, and something he wants to keep going as, again, when you always have the one-up on your good buddy, you want to keep that rolling. And this is going to be a tough game for the Catamounts today. Siena just losing to Albany on Saturday by 5. And, just a good team. And Vermont looking to put together that first true 40-minute performance from wire to wire. Been a lot of good things happening throughout the course of the season in terms of in spurts, but for Vermont to put that first 40 together would be nice here today, especially on Tom Brennan Court Day.
And you see the new emblem there below the VCAT logo, Tom Brennan Court, dedicated before the game. One of the most infectious personalities in college basketball and beloved by everyone here in Burlington.
Yeah, just, again, mentioned over and over again, what a better person than coach, someone who loves each and every one of his players, and, how he started with not the same number of scholarships in a different league to where he's, like he said in the pregame ceremony, now he's going to build him a new arena. It just shows you how far he's come, and we can detail that as we go on as Siena tries to crash the party as they crash the table off the opening tip.
Yeah, Roman Penn trying to break up our rhythm early.
We were unfazed.
Now this Catamount team, as you said, facing its first real adversity of the season, 3 losses in a row, all to quality teams. They were in all 3 of those games, but just couldn't pull them out.
Yeah, Siena coming out in a little 2-3 zone, and you're right. You lose 4 games, 3 of them by 4 points, 1 by 10. You're in every one, all the way to the end. It's just you got to figure out on the road, because it's so hard, how to win those games.
Everett Duncan, early 3, 30 seconds in.
And that's, again, against the zone, at the end of the shot clock, you get it to the high post, kick it opposite. Everett, who's shooting the ball better as of late, knocks down a 3 to get it started.
And Fisher tries to answer for Siena, way too short. 5 of 13 from 3 this year is Fisher. Here's Everett's brother, and it's too strong.
Yeah, a little strong right there. Trey Bell Haynes, nice to have him back in the lineup. draws the defense, kicks it off to Ernie, just a little long.
Get it inside to Prince Oduro, one of 3 rookies starting for Siena. Off the mark, Asante Shivers from 3, and over the back, Christian Bentley.
Again, 2 very good defensive possessions by Vermont. Good blockouts, getting that over the back, but the double team inside and the rotation out to force a contested 3. That's what you're looking for defensively, not, there were some breakdowns against Marquette, against Bucknell, against Northeastern. Got to be locked in defensively to the game plan, and they're on that so far.
No role for Anthony Lamb, coming off a 32 points performance on Saturday at Northeastern. Went 15 for 15 to the charity stripe in that one.
5 possessions, 5 3-point shots taken. How the game has evolved behind the arc, for sure.
Probably wouldn't have seen that in Tom Brennan's first season back in '86. That'll be a little trip on Anthony Lamb. Draws the Catamounts' first foul. Lamb frustrated. He had 4 fouls at Northeastern on Saturday.
And again, he got too early in the first half, and it's not about him fouling. It's just, the kind of fouls. Just he's too experienced and too important to pick up, silly little fouls. And right there, unfortunately, doesn't move his feet in time. Gets the foul called, but Vermont forces some good defense right there. As the travel inside against Fisher, gives the ball back to the Catamounts.
And a quick substitution for Siena as Fisher goes to the bench, replaced by Sammy Friday, sophomore from Jersey City, New Jersey. An active rebounder, defensive presence, who plays in the middle of that Siena 2-3 zone. 2 minutes in, and a 3-0 UVM lead, the only bucket for Everett Duncan. Here's Henson at the elbow to pull up, knock it down.
And again, get the ball to the middle of the zone. Everybody pushes out to the 3-pointers. It's a one-on-one situation. And Peyton Henson, I tell you, every time he leaves his follow-through up all the way, it goes in. You watch him, if he kind of flicks it, sometimes he's off more often than not, but that one, he stayed with it the whole way, and it was nice and pure.
Henson shooting 41% from 3 this year. Oduro off the window, no good. Here's Trey Bell Haynes in transition, weaving through traffic, can't get it to go. And a foul's going to go on Siena in the rebounding action as Ernie Duncan crashed the offensive glass.
Yeah, that's great hustle by Ernie right there. And you just see the speed of Trey Bell Haynes, getting the ball at the opposite foul line, going coast to coast, and outracing 3 Siena people and getting the foul. And right there is Peyton Henson. Again, just a very good shooter. And, just want a little more from him as Ernie Duncan hits that first one. And I'm just waiting for Peyton to kind of impose his will on this team a little more. And, he's so good and so valuable. But, for what Vermont wants to do, I think Peyton has to get to another level, which we have seen he is capable of doing.
Yeah, just 7 points for Henson at Northeastern Saturday. Ernie Duncan 2 for 2, a 7-0 UVM lead. Duncan almost automatic from the foul line, and last play was led by Trey Bell Haynes, who missed the Northeastern game, was concussed late in that Marquette contest last Tuesday, and glad the Catamounts are to have him back. Lamb almost with a steal. Oduro the turnaround. Another foul on the Saints.
And right there, Anthony Lamb moving his feet, getting around in the post, almost getting a steal. Another good block out off the miss. Vermont gets another over the back. Couldn't ask for a better start in the first 3 minutes and 2 seconds with the Catamounts on a 7-0 run.
That's the first personal on Nico Clarith, Siena's leading scorer this year, 16 a game. And he comes off the bench. Had a 30-point game earlier this season against Lehigh. Siena 2-7 on the season as they apply backcourt pressure on Duncan. And the Cats break it. Duncan up fakes a 3, finds his brother, and hits.
And that's 2 really unselfish plays that lead to a great wide open shot by Everett. Peyton Henson getting in the lane, kicks it out to Ernie Duncan, who shot fakes, could have went to the basket. Help comes, kicks it to his brother like they're shooting in the backyard back home. Another 3.
And Clareth finally puts his team on the board 3.5 minutes in.
And that's what he does. Instant offense from behind the arc, shooting close to 40% there. And someone, again, Vermont can't let him get going early.
Leading returning scorer for Siena, a team that lost 4,000-point scorers from last year's team that nearly made the NCAA tournament, lost by 1 in overtime in the MAC title game.
A heartbreaking loss. A wild finish against Iona.
87-86. It was their first appearance in the title game in the MAC in 7 years. Oduro, turnaround, well defended by Lamb.
Yeah, just again, being big inside, going up straight, turning around quickly, holding the Saints to one shot once again.
Now the Siena team with 3 freshmen starting, along with a sophomore. As Bell Haynes pulls. No good. Only one other team in college basketball last season graduated 4,000-point scorers. Any guess who?
Quizzing me early with my knowledge. Don't know.
It's the national champion.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
I'm a Duke fan.
And Clareth hits again. Good body control in the lane.
And again, every level. He hit the 3 to start. Now he hits the mid-range pull-up. And again, gets it going. And you can see with his scoring, you can see the confidence for Siena starting to build.
Clareth helped his team get to the MAC championship game last year with 27 points. In the semifinal against Monmouth as Lamb banks it in.
And that's just so pretty right there by Anthony. So smooth with the left hand. Just he's so good with both hands around the basket with the defenders on him.
Clareth pulls again. Contested 3 goes down. 8 points for Nico Clareth.
And a little excessive celebration on Nico right there.
We'll take a timeout as Clareth takes the tee.
Respect is hard work. Respect is dedication.
Respect is earned on the court or on the field.
Respect doesn't judge based on sexual orientation or gender identity.
Respect is being the first conference to partner with the You Can Play project.
And the first conference in the LGBT Sports Safe Founders Club.
Respect coaches, players, and the game.
Respect similarities.
Respect differences.
Spread respect.
Spread respect.
Spread respect.
Welcome back to Tom Brennan Court. 12-8, the early lead for Vermont. And Nico Clareth, who you see on the left, 8 early points for the Saints, but after his last 3, Bernie did a little chatting and got a technical.
Yes, just really unfortunate for Siena because a technical becomes a personal. That's his second and the team's 4th, which will send Ernie Duncan to the line for the 2, who comes up a little short right there. But again, we talk about Clareth, 3 for 3, 2 for 2 from 3, 8 points, 2 rebounds right away. Just kind of getting everything going for Siena.
Jimmy Patsos, though, leaving him on the court with 2 fouls in the first 5.5 minutes.
Yeah, a little risk reward. He's really got it going offensively. But if you're Vermont, you want to go right at him and see if he can, have him pick up his 3rd foul.
Ernie Duncan 3 of 4 at the foul line so far in the game. It's a 5-point lead. Catamount scored the first 10 points on Tom Brennan court. Dedicated before the game. Saints have kept it tight, though, courtesy of Clarith. There's a block by Fisher on Henson. Clarith in transition behind the back to Asante. Shivers for the finish.
Yeah, great play right there, drawing the defense from Ernie Duncan, dropping it off behind his back. Shivers gets the layup to go. Siena cuts it to 3.
Clarith has that determined look in his eye already. 8 points in the fancy dime to Asante Shivers. They go down low to Urquhart, one dribble, and Clarith may have picked up his third.
Yeah, you know, and again, you don't want the crowd to erupt with that dunk. As you see right here, the 2-on-1 from Siena Clarith. Great decision for the finish. Clarith picks up his third, and that's just tough for Siena as all 10 points will come out of the game.
Yeah, Jimmy Patsos wasn't happy with his standout guard.
And I'm sorry, you know, Vermont got off to the great start with Clarith on the bench. Comes in, the game kind of balances out. Momentum swings to Siena, and now he goes to the bench. Mark that down with about 13:40 to go and a 4-point Vermont lead.
3 fouls in about 7 minutes for Clarith, who averages 16 a game, and he's already got 8. Let's see what the Catamounts can do now with no major scoring threat on the court for Siena. Asante Shivers, who's got the basketball, their only other player, averaging double figures this season. Roman Penn pulls for 3. And Urquhart, an impressive rebound.
Another tremendous block out and just going to get the ball and snatching it with 2 hands, being strong with defenders on him. Great rebound by Drew.
Cam Ward into the game to run the point, long to Urquhart. Nothing but net.
Yeah, right in rhythm from Cam Ward. Is 17 feet off the pick and roll. Nice pure jumper right there to make the Catamounts go up by 6.
5 different UVM players have scored so far. Here's Shivers, baseline drive, double teamed, and the Cats force a turnover.
Got numbers if you want it.
Ben Shungu's also into the game. Henson triggers, top of the key. It'll be over the back on Shungu.
Yeah, right there, Vermont kind of pushing the tempo. Henson trails into that 3-point shot, doesn't get it to go. And here's just the 2 seniors connecting off the screen and roll. Ward to Urquhart. Seen that time and time again over the 4 years they've been together.
And now Steph Smith and Nate Rohr into the game as Henson gets a breather.
Yeah, no starters on the floor right now for Vermont. See how the response is. Vermont is still looking to, you know, really find that depth and that rotation, you know, both on the perimeter and, you know, inside as well.
Fisher backing down, kicks to Penn, coming off a season-high 15 against Albany on Saturday. Just 5 to shoot. And Shivers using the bank.
No one's going to realize that was in the off the bank in the box score tomorrow. But you know, again, at the end of the shot clock, get it to go, knock it down. Big bucket right there for Siena.
Shivers hit a career-high 4 threes on Saturday against Albany. Turnaround Roar, no. Put back Urquhart, yes, +1.
Yeah, that's a strong and aggressive move right there. Drew following that rebound, getting it, the hoop in the harm. When he comes back, he'll have the chance to go in the line for the natural 3-point play with the Catamounts winning 18-13.
It'll be Drew Urquhart going to the charity stripe to try and cap off this potential 3-point play, and Urquhart has been such a valuable member of that Catamount front court all year long.
He has, you know, just providing a spark off the bench and being that solid first big man to, you know, come in to back up Peyton Henson and Anthony Lamb, averaging 7.5 points a game, almost 3 rebounds a game, but shooting close to 80% from the foul line, so just doing a little bit of everything.
And shooting 69% from the field this year is Urquhart. And again, something to watch here, Bernie. 6 team fouls already on Siena, half of which are on Nico Clarith, who's on the bench, their leading scorer.
Yes, you know, he had 10 points on perfect shooting, 4 of 4 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3. And, you know, just to have him on the bench, you would assume for the rest of the half as Urquhart completes the natural three-point play is going to be very beneficial for Vermont and hopefully an opportunity to elongate this lead.
Well, the Catamounts have beaten Siena 7 consecutive games and 8 of the last 9. Last Siena win of the series as a block goes against Urquhart. Last win of the series was 0-6, so it'll be an and 1 chance now for Fisher.
Yeah, nice move by Fisher right there, going right to the rim. Maybe Urquhart was there. Don't know if he turned his body, but 50-50 call goes Siena's way. We'll see if they can take advantage and cut the lead in half, and they do, 19-16. Good finish by the big fella Fisher.
Fisher from Pasadena, Maryland. 7 of 10 at the foul line now this season, and it's a one-possession game, 19-16. UVM still with the reserves in here, nearly 9 minutes in on Tom Brennan night. Court dedicated to the longtime UVM head coach before tip-off.
Yeah, just a special night. So many former players and coaches here.
And Urquhart gets the roll. That's his 3rd field goal already.
Yeah, he has 7 now, 8 once again as Siena comes back right away going coast to coast. Was Roman Penn, but Urquhart and Ward hooking up off the screen and roll. Fast-paced action, a lot of scoring, entertaining first 10 minutes of ball here.
Penn, one of those 3 freshmen starting for Jimmy Patzos' squad. Playing their 3rd game in 6 days. A steal by Shivers. Up the court is Penn, who pulls up. And Fisher pops a 3. Here's Steph Smith in transition. Broke out against Marquette 2 games ago. 6 for 6 from long range. Career best 20 points in Milwaukee. Urquhart backs down on Oduro, who blocks it away into the corner. 14 to shoot.
Yeah, good move by Urquhart right there, and Steph Smith. Just one of an electric offensive performance against Marquette. Just draining shots in transition at the half court, unfazed by the big-time stage, and he has a chance to be a big-time player before his career is over here.
Prince Oduro from Toronto. A building block for this team. 11 blocks now in the season. That's 5th in the MAC. Corner jump shot goes down from 3 from Steph Smith.
And now, you know, Steph 12 of 23 on the season, shooting over 15% from the three-point line. Right there, good scrambling defense by Vermont. Anthony Lamb coming out to force Richard into a travel on the pump fake. Now Vermont needs to take advantage of the opportunity to score off the turnover.
It's a travel called on Khalil Richard. Vermont basketball leading by 6. Just past the midway point of this first half. Vermont has lost 3 games in a row to close out their 5-game road trip, and now Lamb gets an and 1.
Great pass by Urquhart. Again, Lamb finishing around the basket with his left hand off the cross screen, gets the hoop, the harm, felt the defensive presence on his right shoulder, switched the ball to his left hand, got it up to go. But again, the pass by Urquhart, the nice little bounce pass roll right there. Lamb gets to the bucket, and the 17th foul for Siena. So Vermont, you know, who is shooting 72% from the charity stripe on the season, is going to have hopefully a plethora of opportunities from the line if they continue to attack the basket as they've done in the first 10.5 minutes.
And Lamb was 15 for 15 last time out against Northeastern, caps it off. UVM by 9, a game-high lead. Roman Penn runs the point for Siena. A 17-win campaign a year ago. Friday too strong. And the rebound is tracked down by Smith. Catamounts have numbers. Layoff pass to Duncan, lefty finish.
Great patience by Steph Smith right there. Had Traybell Haynes running hard in the right lane. The other Siena defender went that way, drops it off to Ernie Duncan for 2 points. Something that won't go noticed is Traybell Haynes' effort to create that easy layup for Ernie.
Yeah, Trey made it a 4-on-2. Shivers, foul line, got it.
Nice move right there by Shivers. Stopping the mini Vermont run to cut the lead to 9, pulling up right in front of the middle of the lane to knock down that mid-range jumper.
Shivers averaging 13 a game his last 7. Nico Clarith waiting to check back into the game for Siena. Lamb rims out at 2.
And again, against the middle of that zone, got a great look that went 2/3 of the way down and popped out.
So Jimmy Patsos, with 8 minutes to go in the half, going to go back to Clarith next opportunity. Up fake from Friday. Outstanding defense from Urquhart again, and he saves it inbounds.
Yeah, just being strong inside and holding his ground.
Lamb a jump step, can't get it to go. All 5 Siena Saints back to earn the rebound. And here's Kadeem Smithen on the ball. Redshirt junior from Ajax, Ontario. Number of Toronto area talents on this Siena squad. Went 12-8 in the MAC last year to earn the 3 seed. Upset number 1 seed Monmouth in the semis in dramatic fashion, before falling in equally dramatic fashion in the title game to 2-time defending champions Iona.
Yeah, and the MAC, such a good competitive conference, so many good teams, and Siena so close last year. But coach trying to reload that roster. As you said, they lost 4,000-point scorers and having a couple of bumps early, but you can tell a lot of talent, and that'll progress as the year goes on.
Smith has to hoist with the shot clock burning down. Shot clock violation. Jimmy Patsos, his squad, gets it back to single figures, 29-20. UVM with the lead. Nico Clarith, Siena's leading scorer, coming back in with 3 fouls when we return.
Hey, I lost my debit card. Do you guys do instant replacement? What just happened?
Check your wallet.
No way. Your debit card should arrive in 7 to 10 business days.
It's time to bank human again. Get debit cards on the spot and deposit checks right from your phone at TD Bank, America's most convenient bank.
Tough, powerful, versatile. It's a cat. Equipment you want, features you need, support you can trust. Now you can get a cat. Because for a limited time, Milton Cat is offering 0% financing for 60 months on most machines. Now you can at Milton Cat.
Welcome back to Tom Brennan Courts at Patrick Gym. There's the transition feed. Steph Smith to Ernie Duncan, 9-point UVM lead. Alistair Ingram, Bernie Saplicki back here with you. As the Catamounts try to snap a brief 3-game losing skid. Both these teams early in the season, Bernie, battle-tested. Both have played extremely tough non-conference schedules.
No question about it. You know, you look at Siena, they've struggled, but again, losing in overtime at the College of Charleston. You go to Lehigh, and you lose there. Florida Gulf Coast, you know, who has such a tradition that's so strong. St. Bonaventures, who beat Maryland earlier in the year, losing to Louisville, you know, so that's those are some pretty tough losses early on. And, you know, you talk about Vermont, Kentucky, and then Bucknell, Northeastern, Marquette, all very good teams.
There's Prince Oduro, the talented freshman, A lot of people think this guy could be a major stud in a couple of years. May not even take that long.
Yeah, just again, using his strength and his size. Might have jumped in, but Oduro initiating the contact and being strong enough to finish it off the glass and get it to go. Just a really pretty move from, like we said, a potential big-time player for Siena.
Oduro, not a very good foul shooter. To say the least, he's 12 for 33 this year. He was picked, however, by College Sports Madness as the MAC Rookie of the Year this season.
And you can see why. I got so much potential, and like a lot of big guys that struggle from the foul line, that'll just come with more reps.
Lead down to 7, 6.5 to go. Corner 3, Ernie Duncan too short. And here's Nico Clarith back into the game. He's got to be careful now with 3 fouls. Pull up 3, that's too short. That's the first shot he's missed in the game.
Yeah, just in transition, pulling up from deep. A good contest right there by the Catamounts that forced that shot to be a little short.
Duncan tries his luck again. Same spot, different result.
Yeah, just, again, great ball movement. Siena lost an assignment. You can't leave Ernie Duncan alone in the corner because that's going to go in.
One of the best three-point shooters in Vermont history. Over 40%. Scored 14 Saturday at Northeastern on 5 of 8 shooting, and Skies for this rebound. Leads it ahead. Henson tipped it to Bell Haynes. May have been accidental, but it worked out.
Yeah, so who gets the assist on that one? Can we give 0.5 to Duncan and to Henson right there? Just a great breakout by Trey Bell Haynes. Great to have him back in uniform as Ernie Duncan makes that lead pass. Here it is. Ernie, a little tip. Trey Bell Haynes with the catch and the finish. Vermont now up 12 with 5:42 to go in the first half, and a nice little run right there for the Catamounts.
I'll have to ask Peyton after the game if that was intentional.
Oh, absolutely. He wants the assist, no question.
Yeah, he knows exactly where his teammate is at all times.
Right, just a little tough touch pass, got it to go, and I just love the way Vermont is sharing the ball offensively. They're not very stagnant. They're able to move the ball very crisp, get it going, and get great shots. If you really in this first half, they haven't had a lot of contested shots. They have 1 shot clock violation, but other than that, really everything has been an extra pass to a wide open great shot, and that has been what I think has been most impressive in the first half offensively, while on the other end of the ball, Vermont blocking out I don't think they've given up an offensive rebound yet. I could be mistaken, but
you're not mistaken.
So I don't, just their ability to block out and grab the basketball has been tremendous.
UVM 8 assists so far, Siena with just 1.
Yeah, that behind the back pass by Nico Clarith on the 2-on-1. That was definitely a highlight reel assist, but if that's the only one, that's a good start.
Now the Catamounts have 6 players in the scoring column. Shivers and Clarith for Siena have combined for 15 of their 22.
And Drew Urquhart leading the way off the bench with 8.
I believe that foul is going to go on Anthony Lamb, which would be his second.
Yeah, and just something that he's got to continue to work through. It's just kind of been hit or miss, when he picks up that second foul, and he's so talented and has done so many great things already for Vermont. And, what gets lost in all that is he's just a sophomore, and he's not even done his 3rd semester of school. And the expectations are so high on him because he is so talented and so gifted. So, just again, the process never stops in terms of learning, and he will figure it out.
Bell Haynes a jump stop, attacking the basket and draws a block. It's going to go on Smithen his first. It'll be a 1-and-1 for the reigning Americas Player of the Year.
Yeah, a little Euro step try there by Trey Bell Haynes. And, right there, Smithen almost read it, but just slid his feet a little too much. So Trey Bell Haynes will go to the line for 2. As they called that in the act of shooting.
Shooting foul. Trey knocks the first one down. A little down this year at the foul line for Trey, 58%. As Fisher comes back in for the Saints.
Bet you he'll be up by 70% by the end of the year.
Yeah, last year finished above 70%.
He works at it all the time, and as you have mentioned, and accurately so, gotten off to a slow start. But A little extra practice, a little extra time, that will elevate quickly.
The Catamounts as a team improving at the foul line as well, 73% this year, 20 of 24 Saturday at Northeastern. Helped by a 15 for 15 showing from Anthony Lamb.
That'll always help.
Catamounts by 14 points with 5 to go in the first. Here's Shivers. And the Catamounts, another defensive rebound.
Great D by Vermont right there, forcing Shivers to shoot a fadeaway. Everett Duncan right there trying to reverse the ball to the corner. Smith went off his knee, rolled back towards us, went out of bounds, so Vermont will get it back up 14 with 4:41 to go and 20 on the shot clock.
Everett Duncan takes a seat for Cam Ward. Three starters in the game for John Becker's squad. Becker is 5 wins away from 150 in his time at UVM. Winning percentage is .665 in 6+ seasons. Facing his former college teammate tonight in Jimmy Patsos. Teammates for 2 years at Catholic in Washington, D.C. back in the late 80s. And Becker 4-0 against Patsos. Oduro to the baseline, and it rattles off.
And that right there, that just gives you a glimpse of Oduro. You could tell right there. That thing went 3/4 of the way down against a very good, experienced defender in Peyton Henson. Elevated up over him, just rolled out, fortunately for the Catamounts, unfortunately for Siena. After the scrum of the rebound, goes out of bounds to Vermont.
Oduro, physically imposing, 6'8",
Yeah.
253.
He is a big man, and he has long arms. Like, his limbs are very, very long. At 6'8", that's really, 6'11", 7 feet.
Already blocked 11 shots this year. Siena can't block that one. It's Everett Duncan with his second three.
I think that's his third three, so now he's got 3 for 3 from the arc. And again, Vermont up 17.
Here's Oduro again. That time gets it to drop. Soft touch.
And you start to, as you get into the season with Clarith and Oduro, that inside-out game, that could become a lethal combination for this Siena squad as Oduro with a nice move and finish right there.
Urquhart, with newfound confidence, his three-point shot this year. Teardrop off the window from Bell Haynes.
That's a great read by Trey Bell Haynes right there, getting that offensive rebound, getting into the middle of the lane. The defenders fell off everybody as they were thinking he was going to dump it off for a layup, but he got the little teardrop, as you mentioned, to go in off the glass.
And there's a foul on Christian Bentley, his second. It'll be free throws for Drew Urquhart when we come back. Final stoppage of the first half. 17 points. UVM lead, fueled by their three-point shooting on Tom Brennan Court. Efficient first half shooting for the Catamounts. 50% from the field and 5 of 11 from three-point range.
And there's Trey Bell Haynes, again, getting that offensive rebound. He's got 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And you look at the Catamounts, the balance once again on display. Everett Duncan with 9, Ernie with 8, Drew Urquhart with 8, Trey with 6, Anthony Lamb with 5. Then you can sprinkle in a Steph Smith 3 and Peyton Henson 2. Just, again, a lot of contributions from a lot of different players, which is good to see, from this Catamount team here in the first half, which has really built a solid 17-point lead on Siena.
Front end of the 1-and-1, good from Drew Urquhart. 9 points tonight for Urquhart. 20 for 25 at the free throw line this season. Into double figures. Scored double figures his first 3 games of the year. Hadn't done it since. And UVM's lead a game-high 19.
And now for Vermont, you really want to finish this last 2 and change strong, try to get this lead up into the 20s and really deflate Siena's confidence.
And Nico Clarith back on the bench for Jimmy Patsos. Shivers the extra pass, and Penn knocks it down. That's good offense from Siena.
Tremendous offense from Siena. Great extra pass from Shivers to Penn to knock that lead to 16. And now if you're Siena, you're thinking, can we chip away and get this to 12-10 at half and build some momentum? So momentum hanging in the balance, an important couple possessions for both teams as we get ready to head to the locker room.
Belhanes leans away. Can't get it to go down. Here come the Saints in transition. Down by 16. 100 seconds to go in the first half. Penn comes off a double screen. Here's Oduro, not a three-point threat. Leans in for 2, and that time gets the roll.
Yeah, that's a big-time move right there by Oduro. They tried to go a little high-low with Trey Belhanes. He had a mismatch underneath against Friday, but Oduro took it off the bounce and got the roll to go, and Siena, that 19-point lead quickly, is 14.
Last minute to play in the first half. Last minute.
Henson down the left alley and gets fouled on his way to the rim. That's 10 fouls now on Siena, and free throws for Henson, the 2-lane transfer.
Yeah, and again, right there at the end of the shot clock, a little high-low, and this is where Henson's versatility and skill as a face-up four, getting that pop out off the pick, putting the ball down, going in between the 2 Siena big men, and getting that blocking foul on Friday.
So free throws from here on out for the Catamounts. Henson a 66% foul shooter on the season. Ernie Duncan back in to replace Trey Belhanes, who missed the Northeastern game Saturday with a concussion and cleared to play here tonight. It's the only time the Cats have altered their starting lineup this season was when TBH was unavailable, and Henson goes 2 for 2.
Again, Vermont now 12 or 14, I believe, from the foul line, where Siena's only 1 of 2. So a huge discrepancy in favor of Vermont in the first half.
Catamounts also a +9 on the board so far. And that one well defended by Urquhart. Chance for the Catamounts to hold for 1 shot as the game and shot clocks are basically even. 16-point game.
Yeah, and you figure Vermont will wind it down, probably end up with a little, again, high screen and roll.
Ernie Duncan with 8 in the first half. Urquhart, double juke. Oduro the rebound. Good if it goes from Shivers, 2 shorts. And a 16-point lead here on Tom Brennan night for the Catamounts.
Yeah, what a display for the Catamounts in front of the former coach, who got a great honor tonight offensively. Vermont taking care of business, building a 45-29 halftime lead.
There's just something about Vermont. It's more than green mountains and maple syrup. It's about the people. It's what makes us strong. No other company has symbolized Vermont's strength and independence more than Vermont Mutual. The only place to purchase Vermont Mutual policies is through local independent insurance agents. Vermont Mutual is the oldest insurance company in our state and also one of the highest rated in the nation. For your home, auto, and business insurance, visit Vermont Mutual online to find a local agent near you.
Respect is hard work. Respect is dedication.
Respect is earned on the court or on the field.
Respect doesn't judge based on sexual orientation or gender identity.
Respect is being the first conference to partner with the You Can Play project.
And the first conference in the LGBT Sports Safe Founders Club.
Respect coaches, players, and the game.
Respect similarities.
Respect differences.
Spread respect.
Spread respect.
Spread respect.
Hey, I lost my debit card. Do you guys do instant replacement? What just happened?
Check your wallet.
No. No way. Your debit card should arrive in 7 to 10 business days.
It's time to bank human again. Get debit cards on the spot and deposit checks right from your phone. At TD Bank, America's most convenient bank.
Tough, powerful, versatile. It's a cat. Equipment you want, features you need, support you can trust. Now you can get a cat. Because for a limited time, Milton Cat is offering 0% financing for 60 months on most machines. Now you can at Milton Cat.
Food for thought.
It's more than a common phrase.
It's the intellectual nourishment that surrounds us at the University of Vermont.
Those ideas.
That atmosphere, those classes that get us up in the morning
and keep us up at night. Food for thought connects us to other hungry thinkers. Thinkers who will change your world. Like this one.
Or even this one.
All the food for thought in the world is on the menu at the University of Vermont.
Let's dig in.
And we're back at the break at Patrick Gym on newly named Tom Brennan Court. 16-point halftime lead for the hosts. UVM over Siena, led by 10 points off the bench from forward Drew Urquhart. Time to take a check of your out-of-town scores here on a Monday night. Around America East, they're brought to you by Vermont Mutual Insurance Group. A couple other non-league matchups on the slate tonight. Hartford, an 8-point lead on in-state rival Sacred Heart. UMBC trying to battle back with George Mason. And Bryant's on the road taking on Louisville tonight, a team that just hosted the Siena team last week. And once again here at Patrick Gym and Tom Brennan Court, Catamounts have 7 players in the scoring column, led by 10 from Drew Urquhart, and lead Siena looking for their 8th consecutive win of the series by 16. We're back here at Patrick. Catamounts a 6-point time the hour. Brennan, the new Tom Brennan Court. Patrick Catamounts have the halftime lead. We're getting a nice look at your new signature.
Oh, it's unbelievable, and I can't. I mean, I've had a love affair with this place for a long time. You know it, and even before we got pretty, there was a time, believe it or not, where we weren't that pretty, but we hung in there, and now to be a part of a night like this, it's just beyond compare, man.
Well, you've always said that, even admit it, you maybe weren't the best basketball coach, but no one cares more about this place than you.
I don't think so, you know, and it's a good thing that we got out of the gate here, because I am whipped. I might pass out in the second half. I mean, the air just came right out of me, but it was, it's just such a warm night, and I've been here a long time, I meant that sincerely. I know you can look at any section of those stands. I know a lot of people. I've been here, for years and years, and they've treated me so well. Everybody in this community has treated me well. And Bernie Saplicki didn't make nearly as many jump shots for me as he's going to tell you he did. I will say that.
Was there a point tonight where it sort of clicked that you said, this actually is happening, my name is on this court?
Yes, sir, when they took it off, because when we were talking about it and we were practicing and all that stuff, I was practicing my signature like a child, like a first grader. And but I thought it was just going to be like Tom Brennan, like a little thing. And then when they pulled it off, and it was like all green and gold, and oh man, it was beautiful. I can't thank everybody enough, and I just can't tell you how proud I am.
You told me, too, that you were trying to get your house named Tom Brennan House, but your wife said no. Why'd she say no?
You know what? It rolls off the tongue.
It does.
Does it not?
Yeah.
I mean, but anyway, she's like she said. Now the last thing we want to do is get the doors widened so you can get your head in there. So we'll settle for the court.
And finally, what does it mean to have all your former players back, guys like TJ and Taylor that made this program so special?
That's the best thing. In our house last night we probably had 20. Today there's probably 35. So it's just been unbelievable, and that's why it happened. Of course, it happened because of that, and because we stayed good. That's what it was.
Tom Brennan Court, the new name here at Patrick Gym. Catamounts by 16. 45-29, your halftime score at Patrick Gym. Alistair Ingram, Bernie Saplicki back here with you. And hard to find a negative on that stat sheet for the Catamounts. Bernie, 11 assists on 14 field goals. Spectacular first half at the foul line. And UVM, after somewhat of a shaky start, has really pulled away and made this a double-digit game.
Yes, really a very complete first half as you look at the Catamounts. 14 of 30 from the field, 5 of 11 from 3, out rebounding. The assists, only 2 turnovers. Really giving up no offensive rebounds to Siena. Just a really complete first half, for Vermont.
Halftime stats presented by Cannon Solutions America. Another big stat for the Catamounts, 12 for 14 at the free throw line. The Catamounts a plus 11 at the charity stripe.
Right, they, like you said, 12 for 14. Siena only 1 for 2, and just, again, just being aggressive, getting to the rim, and cashing in on those free throws opportunities.
UVM led by 10 from Drew Urquhart the second half, straight ahead on ESPN. And we're back here at Tom Brennan Courts at Patrick Gym, getting ready for the start of half number 2. 45-29, Vermont leads Siena by 16 points. UVM trying to make it 8 consecutive wins against Siena. Alistair Ingram, Bernie Saplicki here with you, and it was a typical balanced offensive performance from UVM. 45 points in the first half, and a lot of different guys, both starters and reserves, getting involved.
Yes, just a tremendous balance from the Catamounts, and with Drew Urquhart coming off the bench with 10, Everett Duncan 3 of 3 from behind the arc for 9, and you can go down the list so many times more. But on a special night to Coach Tom Brennan, and it's funny, TB always said when I played for him in the mid-90s that he was always going to be the keeper of the flame, that this was his program and his light would shine forever. And now with the name on the court, it definitely is, and just a tremendous honor for a great coach, someone who cares about this program and just has helped elevate it to bring it to another level.
Certainly that legacy carried on by Mike Lonergan first, and now John Becker in his 7th season. And you can tell how much this night means to Tom Brennan. Brought to tears before the game, spent 19 years on the sidelines, and as he said at halftime, no one cares more about this program than that man.
And no question about it. I mean, there were times early on when he started, as Ernie Duncan missed that jumper, Siena in transition a little long. Oh no. Oh,
Ernie
no.
Duncan clutching his right knee. And Patrick Gym, which was all on its feet before the game, now dead silent as Duncan requires medical treatment here from Eugene Santos.
Yeah, and he went down quickly and grabbed right for it. So hopefully it's nothing too bad.
Only 46 seconds gone by here in the second half. There you see the numbers for the senior, Ernie Duncan, one of the most prolific three-point shooters in Catamount history. They'll test it out here, able to walk off under his own power, which is a good sign. And the Cats have had a couple of injury scares this season. We saw it in the exhibition game. Trey Bell Haynes went down and ended up being okay. I'm wishing much of the same here for Ernie.
Yes, and again, you always get unnerved, and you never know really what's going on. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but just a little bit of a twist, you just don't know. They'll go take a look at him, and like we said, hopefully it's nothing too bad. Ernie on the season almost 90% from the foul line, over 40% from three, 12 points a game, and becoming more aggressive offensively, getting to the rim and becoming more of a complete scorer, which has been a bonus for the Cats.
Early foul to begin the half for Siena. They were in foul trouble throughout the first half. And that'll be the second on Oduro.
And Clareth starting the second half for the Saints. Normally coming off the bench, but with a 16-point deficit and the 3 fouls, got to go to him early.
One too many steps on Henson. That was a major storyline of the first half was Nico Clareth. He was the one that brought Siena back into the game, made it 12-8, and then picks up his 3rd foul, and from then on, the Cats carried the play.
Right, and just shows you how good he is.
Try to go backdoor to Oduro, and Anthony Lamb was there. Cats are practicing that defensive stand during their shoot-around, and Henson can't convert as Clareth stumbles but controls.
Body's flying all over the place the last 3 possessions.
Still a 16-point game, 90 seconds into half 2. Clareth lost control. Good hands for the Cats. Baseball pass from Ward. And Penn deflects it to the sideline where it's saved by Clareth just in front of us.
I was moving back, I'll tell you that. The people to my left in the television are going to take that charge, not this cat.
Would have been a charge, though.
No question. Like that should have been, too.
Clareth pulls from 3. Rattles out. Clareth instant offense for the Siena team. 8 points in the first half. Made his first 3 shots. Has missed his next 3, though. And still your halftime score, 45-29.
Yeah, offense a little sputtering here to start the second half for both teams.
Back to a man defense now for Siena as they started the game in a zone. Cam Ward. Out to Bell Haynes. Into the post. Anthony Lamb took a couple of steps but laid it in.
And again, the left hand around the rim. Loved how he dipped his shoulder into the big guy who's so good at blocking shots. Dips the shoulder right into his chest so he can extend and gets the layup to go just before the shot clock expires.
7 for Lamb tonight. They go backdoor Oduro, and it's over his head, which is hard to do.
Yeah, kind of went right through his hands and almost got it to go, but no luck there for the Saints. Almost a highlight reel play.
Again, UVM was practicing defending that backdoor alley-oop play and shoot around, and Siena's now run it twice in the first 3 minutes of the second half. Now the foul's going to be on the floor here against Oduro, defending on Lamb. That'll be a very entertaining matchup here in the second half.
Yeah, and here's the bucket from Lamb before. See, he just kind of dips in, and the left hand around the rim just is so good about it, sending Lamb to the foul line where he's very comfortable for a big guy.
Shuts his eyes before the foul shot. He's now made 17 in a row, starting with the Northeastern game. Catamounts 13 for 15 today at the charity stripe. Probably the best part of the Northeastern game for Lamb is he shot a couple of technical free throws and then was getting imaginary high fives after making the first one.
That was good. You know, just one of the hardest things to do is to shoot a free throw with a technical and nobody around. It's not very game-like, but it's what you love about Anthony. He loves the game. He has fun and was showing it, on full display on that play right there.
So the foul shooting for the Catamounts, pacing them today, 20-point lead. That's a game high. At UVM, 14 of 16. Shooting freebies. Fouls away from the ball on Vermont. That'll be on Cam Ward.
Yeah, just a little too much clutch and grab right there. Getting that foul called.
Siena was picked 6th in the MAC this year after losing 4 seniors that combined for more than 4,000 points. Here's Shivers in traffic and using the English off the glass.
Yeah, nice move by Shivers right there. And, again, you love these preseason polls because you just don't know what Siena has coming in. And if this team is picked 6th in that league, I don't want to be part of that league.
That's a good league.
This is a really, really good basketball team Vermont's playing today. And with their youth and a little bit of experience, they're going to get better as the year goes on.
Iona was picked to win its third consecutive conference crown. Last year's game came down to the wire. 2 free throws late with about a second and a half to go for the Gales. Ended Siena's season on his home court, nonetheless, the Times Union Center, where the Catamounts won this matchup handily last year by 16. There's a corner 3 from Clarith, and he's the first Saint in double figures.
Yeah, unlucky right there. You know, Vermont did a good job defending. Ball was kicked as Lamb goes to the rim versus the pressure and then commits his 3rd foul. And Clarith, again, gets that offense going, hits the 3 in the corner. And we'll see how Vermont responds as we go to our first timeout with 15:32 to go, and Vermont leading 49-34.
We're back at the newly named Tom Brennan Court in Burlington, 15-point game. Tom Brennan's former Catamounts on top. Coached here for 19 seasons, 3-time America's Coach of the Year. And if you've ever met Coach Brennan and he's called you my boy, I can guarantee you you're not his only boy. He's got plenty of boys.
He does, and after 19 years of doing what he did, if not only for this program but for the community, he should have lots of boys, as this is an honor that is just so well deserved, and you know, couldn't be happier for him, as you know, he just he was a true teacher, not only about basketball but about life, and just a phenomenal role model for all the players, you know, he had.
Shivers using the window. He's into double figures. And you hear what a lot of Tom Brennan's former players say about him is that the biggest impact he would make in games wasn't necessarily X's and O's during timeouts. It was saying something funny or just emotionally lifting the team.
Yeah, he just, you know, he always believed in you. He always thought your next shot was going in if you missed 10 in a row. And, you know, he just had that belief and that confidence and always tried to get the most out of everybody.
Urquhart kicks for Ward, fakes the pass, takes the 3, no good. Rebound for Roman Penn. It's a 13-point game. As Clarith can't connect, that would have made it a 10-point lead.
And you know, Siena kind of dictating the tempo and the pace here in the first 5.5 minutes. Vermont had 2 turnovers in the whole first half, has had 3 turnovers in the first 5 minutes. And just, you know, kind of seems like Vermont's on their heels right there as there's another turnover.
They've doubled their turnover total in the first 6 minutes of the second half. Oduro saves in the corner. And Ernie Duncan, good to see. He's back to the scorer's table as he injured his knee less than a minute into the second half. Anthony Lamb on the bench with 3 fouls. That's a walk-on Penn. Nico Clarith with 3 fouls for Siena still on the court.
Yes, and you know, nice to see Ernie back as Clarith turns the ball over here. And you know, again, thankfully, Ernie went down and grabbed the knee right away, and you just get so scared. And for him to come back is a nice thing for Vermont. Is they got to get a little more movement, get extra passes going here offensively, as they just seem a little bit out of rhythm here in the first 6 minutes.
Catamounts only have 4 points so far in the second half, led by 16 at the break. Trying to snap a brief 3-game skid. Won the first 2 games of their 5-game road trip at Yale and Richmond. Lost the next 3 to Bucknell, Marquette, and Northeastern as Urquhart knocks down his 3rd triple of the season.
Yeah, Drew, you know, 3 for 6 now on the season from 3. That's a big jumper. Gets the crowd back involved as the Cats go up 16.
Clarith leaning into Everett Duncan that time and draws contact.
You know, and here's the last jumper by Urquhart. Again, another high screen and roll. Steph Smith, behind the back pass. Really not a fancy play, but just a smart play, because just, you know, the defenders were in front of him, drops it off right to Urquhart, who gets the 3 to go.
The pass comes in from Shivers to no one. Here's Urquhart in transition, blocked from behind, with the putback from Bell Haynes.
Great hustle right there by everybody, including Trey Bell Haynes, as Drew Urquhart lands right in the seats of the front row.
I'll get you that replay when available. Our camera guy took the charge and got right back to his feet.
Was that a charge or a block? I thought he was kind of rolling in that chair.
That's a charge to me. That's a guy doing his job. Here's Rohr in the paint, kicks to Smith. 10 to shoot, wide open Steph, knocks it down.
That's money. Right again, Steph Smith off the bench, shooting over 50% from three. The lead balloons back to 21, and Steph Smith has so much, to offer to this team. It's just the day in and day out grind of the little things, the attention to details, the scouting reports, what to do. He starts to pick that up time and time again. His minutes will balloon.
Smith 6 for 6 from distance at Marquette last Tuesday as Richard knocks down his first jump shot, and Smith 2 for 2 from long range today.
And again, he's so explosive and, just a wonderful student athlete, the valedictorian of his class, has so much to offer. And as he continues to learn and to grow, he's just going to continue to get better and better. Just the way he's shooting the basketball is so smooth. Every time he shoots it, you think it's going in. And that's a great feeling to have as a fan.
Shooting better than 50% from three this season as a freshman. Went to the same high school as the guy with the basketball, Trey Bell Haynes, Bill Carruthers secondary, up near Toronto. Duncan, a fantastic layoff, and Rohr gets the and one.
Just tremendous, unselfish play by Ernie Duncan to Nate Rohr. Catches it strong to the rim, gets it to go. Vermont rolling right now.
The lead has ballooned to 21. It was 16 at the break. Brennan night here in Burlington, but Robbie Wolf, our baseline camera guy, stealing the show as he took a shot. If you keep watching, just check the recovery time. Right back to his feet to get the shot again.
Yeah, quick off the floor to get right back into it so we don't miss a second of the action. Great camera work right there, but even better offense from the Catamounts here as they're up 59-38.
Nate Rohr trying to connect on the N1 and does just that. Catamounts getting it back to 22. That's a game-high lead. Threes by Urquhart and Smith, creating some extra distance. Good hands from Steph Smith. 12 seconds left to shoot. And Rohr becoming the 8th different Catamount to enter the scoring column tonight.
Yeah, just great balance. And again, only Drew Urquhart in double figures with 13. And just, again, Vermont balance and solid defense has been the story here tonight.
2 to shoot for Richard. Comes up short. Urquhart the rebound and a quick handoff to Steph Smith. They want a goaltend there. It's going to count.
Again, great, smart decision in transition from Steph Smith. Had Trey Bell Haynes, now this is the second time tonight, once in the first half and this half, where Trey Bell Haynes runs the floor hard to create that defender to go and play for the drop-off. And Smith this time gets to the rim, gets the foul, gets the goaltend, that misses the three-point play, but Vermont rolling right now, up 24.
And the rebound from Urquhart was in his hands for less than a second. In and out, right to Steph Smith for the transition rush.
Yeah, gotta love that transition run, exactly. And here's another one.
Rebound to Rohr, Smith ahead of the pack, and slams it home.
Again, great rebound, the outlet. Steph Smith going coast to coast for the flush.
Well, Steph Smith quiet in the first half, and he's got 10 points. The second UVM player in double figures.
And again, just watch how quick Drew Urquhart defends up straight. Nate Rohr gets the rebound. Great outlet pass. That ball hit the floor twice from one basket to the other. Great outlet pass, one dribble, and the dunk. Just really good defense leading to easy offense.
And a round of applause for Steph Smith coming to the bench. 4 for 4 from the field, 2 for 2 from long range.
Yeah, just again, so good offensively, so skilled. And Just his explosiveness coming off the bench for Vermont is going to be something needed as they wind down the non-conference schedule and get ready to defend that America East title.
Catamounts 50% from the field, 50% from three, 83% from the foul line. Very effective night.
Yeah, you're not going to lose a lot of games if you're shooting the ball that well. And again, other than the first maybe 5 minutes of the second half, the offensive shot selection was absolutely tremendous for the Catamounts.
Offensive board, Oduro. Good hands from Rohr. Traybell Haynes battling. He goes to the ground. It'll be a held ball here, and it's going to go to the Catamounts. Thanks to the hard work from Traybell Haynes.
And Trey's got to be careful there. That spike of the ball could have easily been a technical. I love his energy, his effort on the floor, possessing it, grabbing it to the end. And, you know, again, that senior, that leadership, just so important, and was missed against Northeastern. And, you know, Vermont, again, starting to click on all cylinders. And as they get ready for the America East, it's a good sign.
That's a guy coming off concussion, too.
Right, just giving it all out there.
Bell Haynes trying to inbound, can't find anyone. And wanted to call timeout, but he gets called for 5 seconds.
Yeah, well defended by Siena. Good defense for the scout right there. And Trey tried to get the timeout, but if you get the 3.5, 4, the referee right on the money, not giving that timeout and making the right call, the 5-second call.
Crab wanted a charge. Urquhart thought he had it. It's going to be a block on the senior, who's got a team-high 13.
Here he is getting in the lane. Let's take a look at this one. No, not even close. That was totally a charge. That was the, I forgot, I blew it. I didn't call the technical. We get in the lane. I just got an earful from the Siena coach, and that went in. It's my one rant for the evening. I promise I'll behave for the last 10 minutes, but a nice finish by Shivers, getting into the lane, attacking, using the glass, and getting it to go. Now the chance to convert the natural three-point play.
Shivers gets his own miss. Leans in that time, another block. It looked like that time Shivers really initiated the contact.
You know, he did that, and but again, you block out on the free throw, you possess the ball, you don't have to worry about that. You know, that's just, again, Siena just kind of outworking Vermont right there to get that second chance opportunity and send Shivers back to the line for 2.
Shivers now with a game-high 14. 70% foul shooter on the season. Nate Rohr to the bench. Replaced by Peyton Henson.
And again, Vermont, if he misses this, they got to block out and get the rebound. Can't have it like the last possession.
2 for 2 for Shivers, the sophomore from Seat Pleasant, Maryland. Well, backcourt pressure, Bell Haynes splits the wickets, and up and under from Duncan.
Wow, that's all you can say right there. Just a heads-up play by Traybell Haynes. A great finish by Ernie on the reverse layup, and here they come again.
Extra pass, Lamb. Bell Haynes against Degnan, draws contact. And Traybell Haynes, who missed Saturday's game at Northeastern with a concussion, working hard today. We'll see that last standout play. They call that a nutmeg in soccer.
Yeah, just got him. You know, was almost a little out of control with the ball, but makes the right play, you know, and what a finish right there. I think we got a nominee for a top play, maybe? Assuming your man Tom Brady doesn't throw 10 touchdowns today, you know, maybe that'll crack it.
Just as long as you don't ruin it for me. DVR in the game.
Okay. I'm a Giants fan, so I'm not even going to pay attention. Football's over.
Get them next year.
Maybe 2020 with the way that ship is sailing right now.
This ball's last stop for Mont.
Siena, still imposing a ton of energy and effort, getting after every loose ball, and not going away at all.
25-point game. UVM's first home game in the regular season against the D1 opponent. As Shivers goes up off the window, he's got 16. It's been a while since Catamount fans have been able to watch their team at home. Only 3 non-league regular season games at home this season.
Yes, and Shivers, again, really active offensively, getting a bunch of offensive rebounds, finishing around the rim. Siena, a lot of different pieces that will come together as the season goes on.
This team lost 4,000-point scorers from last year's team. Only other team that can say that was UNC, the national champions. Those 4 players combined for 5,780 points. And that's a charge on Lamb, number 4 on the reigning American East Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, just a high screen and roll. Looked like he put his shoulder down into him, and that charge call, unfortunately for Anthony, his 4th foul. And Siena going to continue to try to chip away.
Roman Penn off the mark. Offensive rebound, Kadeem Smithen. 8 to go on Tom Brennan night. Vermont trying to snap a 3-game losing skid. Siena in the midst of a 3-game and 6-night stretch where they traveled to Louisville, Albany. Didn't have to travel far for that one. And now Vermont.
And Vermont, again, nice defensive segments, and you just got to finish this one out as Vermont leads 67-44.
Welcome back to Burlington. Here's the nutmeg from Trey Bell Haynes as he embarrasses Khalil Richard, and it's a 23-point game here in Burlington. Alistair Ingram, Bernie Saplicki back here with you. The type of performance tonight, Bernie, that this UVM team needed, coming off a lengthy road swing to really gain some confidence back. They didn't play poorly on the road, but they lost 3 consecutive tight games and putting it to Siena so far in the second half.
Yes, they are. And when you have such high expectations as everybody has for this Catamount team and the Catamounts have for themselves, to lose those 3 games that you're in and have the opportunities to win and come away empty is frustrating, and they definitely are performing to another level here today.
Team foul number 6 on the Saints. Goes on Shivers. He's going to game high 17 tonight. Catamounts with 3 players in double figures. Urquhart 13, Duncan and Smith with 10 apiece. That's Ernie Duncan, Everett Duncan with 9. Another typical balanced scoring attack from this UVM team that won 29 games a year ago. Bell Haynes head fakes a 3, leans in, draws contact.
And no rest for the weary as Vermont, assuming they finish this one out, which you would think that they would, gets to go to St. Bonaventure's, who's already beaten Maryland this year, and a team that is on the cusp of a top 50 type program. So another battle and homecoming for Anthony Lamb.
That'll be a neutral site game played in Rochester. Anthony Lamb, a 2-time Greater Rochester Player of the Year in high school at Greece Athena. And then back at home for the Catamounts on the 21st to play Quinnipiac, Sam Dingba's former school. That's the final 2 games of 2017 for UVM. After that, Harvard on the road, January 2nd, head into America East play.
Yeah, hard to believe it's here once again. Just an exciting time of year with the holidays, basketball, kicking into high gear. Just a great time to be a Catamount fan.
Siena goes to Bryant on the 17th, and then they travel to Memphis. So again, Jimmy Patsos.
Talk about a schedule.
Not a soft schedule for the Saints this year.
For a young team, just really testing them early, but will pay them dividend in the long run for sure.
Here's Henson with a spin move and gets the roll.
Nice move by Peyton Henson. Liking the new do with the shaved head too for Peyton. I'm a fan.
Even better with the beard.
It's cold out,
It's starting to get chilly in Burlington.
And not ready for the snow. And it's coming.
Hopefully Henson has a winter hat to wear.
You would think so.
Not as warm as his days in Tulane, down in New Orleans. Oduro reaches up, blocked away by Urquhart. Shot clock violation.
That's a great battle right there by those two big guys. Oduro snatching that ball out of the air, trying to go back up, and Drew is right there. Love the way Drew Urquhart has competed here this evening with 13 points, with 6 rebounds, a couple of blocks. Just a tremendous performance by the big fella coming off the bench.
UVM's won a couple of 6 Man of the Year awards in America East. Is he a guy that could win it this year?
No question. If he keeps playing like he does right now, easily for him to be on that potential opportunity for the short list.
Darren Payne won it last year. He had a game-high 17 against Siena last year in 15 minutes.
Yeah, Cam Ward's won it, also on the Catamount roster. So just, again, the depth and the talent of this program.
Lamb back into the game. Oduro affecting the shot. Such great length from Prince Oduro. Doesn't have to do a whole lot to alter a shot.
No way. I thought they called that on Lamb from behind, but they got Cam Ward right there. Nice move by Clarith to finish. Just again, Clarith Shivers can really score. You got Oduro inside. The pieces are there for this group. It's just, again, and this is something that, that Coach Pastos will do, just knowing him, staying positive and getting these guys going. We mentioned the schedule has not been easy, but this is going to be a great test for them, and Siena's going to be heard from in the MAC this year.
Again, they're 2-7, but
look at those losses.
The kind of teams they're playing. They've played 10 games this year. 8 of those have been against teams that won 20 games a year ago.
Right, and a bunch on the road. Just again, when you're a good mid-major, as Vermont knows, it's hard to get a home game.
Here's Smith, the long three. Back iron, offensive rebound for Cam Ward.
And a great decision right there by Cam to pull it out. Could have done something to offensively to shoot the ball, but time and score with 5 minutes to go, up 23. Just a good decision. That was definitely a TB-ism, time and score. Something he preached all the time.
Back-to-back offensive rebounds for Siena. Kick out. Penn open for 3 and knocks it down. We talked about Siena in the first half. No offensive rebounds. Finally able to crash the glass.
Yeah, just been able to do it. And, again, a couple of times just in that one possession. And, no quit in this team. So Penn knocks down that 3, and the lead is down to 20.
Round score line, 70-50. Lamb is triple teamed. And Clarith doesn't love the call. If it's on him, it's his 4th.
Yeah, it was a good double team right there. It looked like he went down and snatched the ball away, but was able, looks like a little too much arm right there.
So that'll be a 1-and-1 here for Anthony Lamb. 3 for 3 so far in the game with the charity stripe. entered the contest at 82%, coming off that 15 for 15 showing against Northeastern on Saturday. I'm trying my best to jinx him, but
are you really trying to jinx him? Come
this guy's unjinxable right now.
I hope
Let's
you
make it
are
20
right.
in a row. Why not?
Man.
Guy's going back to Rochester Saturday.
You're more courageous than I am.
His eyes are closed. He still makes it. That's pretty remarkable, though, to make 20 consecutive free throws.
Yes. Yes, it's just that's repetition, that's practice, concentration. All stuff that Anthony Lamb does all the time. And they're free. They're a free throw. Why wouldn't you want to make them?
Oduro, a strong finish. Primetime matchup there. Two strong inside players, and the foul's on Dingba.
Yeah, it's just, again, Oduro, just great position, good power dribble, getting up to the rim and finishing.
Siena now in the double bonus. Second personal on Dingba. Oduro with 8 now. Mentioned his free throw struggles earlier, though. And that one gets a kind roll off the heel. He's 13 for 34 at the line this year.
You know, and again, that will definitely improve. You've seen so many players. The guy I played against, Malik Rose, who had a nice stint in the NBA, won some championships. When he started at Drexel, he was an awful free throw shooter, and we wanted to foul him all the time when we had, as Everett Duncan knocks down another triple. I believe his fourth for this evening, a perfect 4 for 4 and another catamount in double figures. But to finish, Malik, you know, started off 40, 50%, ended up his senior year shooting mid-80s. So definitely something that's doable.
Vermont now with 5 players, I should say 6 now in double figures. Smith, Bell, Haynes, Lamb, both Duncan brothers, and Urquhart.
And Dingba right there, catching that 15, 17-footer in rhythm, getting that to go. A nice, smooth jump shot by the big fella.
24-point game, 3 minutes to go. The Catamounts trying to snap their brief 3-game skid. And trying to win their 8th consecutive game over Siena. Clarith to the rim. They'll get to the free throw line when we come back. 2:47 to go. And the Catamounts trying to beat the Saints for the 9th time in their last 10 outings with 6 players in double-figure scoring. Just under 3 to go in Burlington on Tom Brennan Court. First bucket of the game for Sam Dingba, just the latest Catamount to get involved offensively.
You know, like you mentioned, 6 Catamounts in double figures. Just great balance. Vermont shooting over 50%, 19 of 24 from the foul line, 8 of 17 from 3, only 8 turnovers, 19 assists on 25 made field goals. Just a very, very good offensive game. You know, if you want to get nitpicky, maybe the first 5 minutes of the second half, you know, they weren't as fluid and had a couple of turnovers, but all in all, a tremendous offensive performance. Has been kind of, you know, par for the course. You know, the losses that they've suffered the last 3, scoring 71, 81, and 91. That's still pretty good.
Nico Clarith 2 for 2 at the line. Even more impressive considering that last game against Northeastern, Anthony Lamb scores 32 of their 67 of the team. So they kind of got away from that balance scoring, albeit without Trey Bell Haynes, but getting back to their bread and butter where everyone contributes offensively.
Right, then, you know, right there again, Vermont, even though, you know, you got 4 non-starters in the game against the press break like that, you have to, you got to take care of the basketball and make sure that that doesn't happen. As Friday goes over the back right there. 9th team foul.
Ten-team fouls on UVM. And 9 on Siena. 2:43 to go in the game. Free throws here for Sam Dingba. Quinnipiac transfer, 5 of 6 at the foul line this season.
Saints. 1-1 for Dingba.
Thomas Herter Jr., his first action for Siena, playing the near left block. Dingba gets his own miss. Everett Duncan made contact. Sammy Friday, good interior defense. 2.5 to play, 77-55. UVM trying to make it 8 consecutive wins against Siena, whose last win of the series was 11 years ago.
And Vermont just, really want to finish out, want to play solid defensively. Make sure you're tuned in to the scout, as every minute and every possession counts.
Back iron from Richard.
And another good block out. Kind of really, that block out right there has been sustained throughout the whole game. As even in the first half when Vermont got off to a quick lead, their ability to block out and rebound was something that, was very, very good.
And Dingba's going to go back to the free throw line here. That's the third personal on Sammy Friday. Double bonus for both squads.
Right. Just again, great interior position by Sam Dingba, forcing Friday to go around and commit the foul.
Dingba originally from Cameroon. David Urso into the game, his second appearance of the season.
Always nice. Get everybody in the game. Vermont up now 23.
Only other appearance of the season for Urso against Maine Fort Kent. UVM's last home game. Catamounts' first time playing in front of the Patrick faithful in almost a month on newly named Tom Brennan Court. Corner three from Jordan Horn is off the mark. He's come off the bench in all 10 games this year. Loose ball out of bounds off Dingba. Just over 90 seconds to play.
And now, time for Vermont just to finish this out. Want to be solid. Get a stop, unlucky break. Dingba was in the right spot, just kind of lost control of that rebound. And it'll be fun to also watch how Siena progresses throughout the year. As we've mentioned, there's plenty of pieces there and have the chance to be a good basketball team.
And a very competitive MAC. Siena was the 3 seed last year. Upset the 1 seed in the Thriller. Monmouth last year. And nearly knocked off the 2 seed Iona. Gales the preseason favorite in the MAC. Vermont the preseason favorite, unanimous selection in America East, trying to make it back-to-back. Steph Smith with a quick move to the basket.
And again, just what was so impressive there. Change of speed, change of direction, explosive at the rim, and got the finish.
Smith 5 of 6 from the field in the game. Shooting over 50% from the field and from 3 this year. Horns off the mark, and the shot clock turned off. 24-point game. Camper has it swatted away by Dingba.
Again, I love that right there by Dingba. Playing it out right to the end, playing hard. Got to take care of business.
Lob into Shivers. He's had a nice night for Siena with 17 to lead all scorers. The Catamounts, though, with 6 players in double figures, using a balanced scoring attack to defeat Siena for the 8th consecutive game. Roar the defensive rebound, and the Catamounts on the first ever game on Tom Brennan Court defeat Siena by the final score of 81-57. John Becker beats his former Catholic teammate, and UVM snaps its 3-game skid.
A very impressive victory by the Catamounts tonight, and 1-0 on TB Court, the way it should be.
Fans, you can log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app to watch this and all ESPN games. This has been a presentation of ESPN.